Hey guys, and welcome to a new series called Snapshots. In this episode, we are going to be covering the first 1.17 snapshot for the Caves and Cliffs update. So I'm thinking we just get right into the video and start talking about the stuff. So the first thing I'm going to cover is copper ore. There's not really much you can do right now with it. It's just the ore and then the ingot. It's used to make some of the stuff, and I'll be showing the crafting recipes. But yeah, that's about it. Also, since it's a snapshot, I don't have Optifine, so I can't zoom, which really sucks. But yeah, so now we'll move on to a replacement for the zoom. Well, not fully, but for people like in Bedrock who can't use Optifine, we have the spyglass, or the telescope. Also, I love the sound of the copper. But we'll get into that in a minute. So the spyglass is crafted with 2 copper ingots and a amethyst shard, which looks pretty cool. And then here's the telescope. You can zoom in and see different things. Some shulkers, some copper. And if you press F1, there's not a black outline, and you can see pretty much everything, like a sword and a stone. But yeah, I really like the spyglass. This is what it looks like whenever you're in third person, so you can't zoom in on your face, which kinda sucks, but it makes sense. Yeah. So, that's the spyglass. The next item, I keep opening my inventory, is the bundles. The bundles, I don't think there's a crafting recipe yet. I'm gonna carry this with me for the rest of the review. So, they don't have a crafting recipe yet, or at least not one I'm aware of. Let me get rid of the crafting table. But if you didn't see the Minecon or the Minecraft Live, I'll show you what they do. So let's get some of that, and some of that, and some of those, and let's get some boots and a bow and a sword. So then, sorry about Discord, what you do is you take the bundle and you right click on the items, and okay, I guess you can't put, well, that's something, you can't put armor, bows, totems, or swords in there. But can you put enchanted books? You can't put enchanted books in there. So it's mainly used for, yeah, and then just left click, or not left click, right click, and it'll empty out all your stuff, and then you can just, you also can't put spyglasses in bundles, which it kind of makes sense because, you know, they're kind of small, but they're like an early game shulker, which is I'm probably going to be using these a lot. One for gift giving, along with the fact that I'm going to be exploring a ton in the new updates. Let's get on to the next thing, and that's the copper blocks. They come in 4 stages, and you can wax them, and they'll stay at that stage. It takes 50 to 80 days for them to fully age one stage. So it takes them a long time to get to the pretty texture of the weathered copper block. And then there's the normal copper block. These two are nice textures. This one reminds me of a zombie pigman, and this one's fine. I mean, not my favorite, but these I don't really like that much. It's the cut copper, and they're kind of like purpur blocks in a way of their texture. And they also have slabs and stairs. So, and they also can age unless they're waxed. Then they'll stay like this. But let's get on to the next, and that's calcite and tuff. Tuff looks like this, and calcite is this. I really like the texture of calcite and tuff, but if I'm being honest, I'll probably be using tuff a lot more. And I actually have a thing showcasing this off. And it looks like stones. It's a really nice stone texture. And I'll get into these in a minute. So let's go back up. And then the next item is amethyst and budding amethyst. Amethyst has a really nice texture and a really nice sound. And then it kind of twinkles whenever you're walking on it. And then the budding amethyst, I've turned my tick speed up pretty high so I can show this off. But let's go over here. Place it down, and then look at that. This grows amethyst, and right now there's no current way to pick up this item. If you break it, it breaks into shards of amethyst, and with that you can make this block of amethyst. And then here's the texture. You can actually walk on them, which is pretty cool. And right here, this is in bedrock. It's a cauldron with lava, and if you put a black stone pressure plate, pressure plate, you get this really nice trash can design that you can throw things in. If I could throw it in there, I could show it off. There we go. Which I'll definitely be using on my server when it comes out. And then you can break it, and no lava pours out. It's raining. /weather clear. There we go. These are the 4 stages of amethyst. There's the small amethyst bud, medium amethyst bud, large amethyst bud, and the amethyst cluster. And you can place these down on any block, I'm pretty sure. And they kind of work a little bit like top snow, as in you can walk up them gradually. So, but I like it. I like the fact that you're able to place these because you can have some pretty cool designs. Now this is tinted glass. The crafting recipe for this is 4 amethyst shards surrounding a piece of glass. And what it does is, now that I've shown it off, I can get rid of the crafting recipe. What it does is, it's glass, but it doesn't let light in. So I'll walk in here. Now it's really dark, but I can still see out. You can barely see me. Hello. But yeah, I think it's really cool, and it's probably going to be used in some cool ways. Next is the lightning rod, and this is weird. Sorry about that. Okay. I've never really had too much trouble with lightning, but it is cool because now, I mean, it's a really cool texture. Well, not texture. It's a really cool block in the shape. And also for people who do have trouble with lightning, it's a good thing to have, I guess. Let me just chuck some of this stuff out. Over there is a terrible copper creeper. I was hoping that it would turn a little bit green, but then I read the patch notes to see how long it actually took, and Yeah, if you want to have fully green copper, you're either gonna have to AFK near it, or you know, you're gonna have to have your world for a long time. And now this is one of my favorite features, the candles. The candles are really cool. You could see them in the trailer for the Warden, which sadly he isn't in this snapshot. But all you saw were these candles and the black candles. But you can dye them now. Currently they don't have a crafting recipe, but a cool thing about it is, let me get a cake. Then let's get a purple candle. That's magenta. Let's get a purple candle. If you place it on it, you can place it on, no, you can place it on a cake, but you can only place one down on there, and then you gotta eat the cake. So that's pretty neat that you can place a candle on there. And if you can notice, they don't get lit. Let me set it to time set night. And they're not lit automatically. But if you get a flint and steel, you can light the candles. And as you might notice, these candles are in different clusters of amounts. I'll just show it off with the purple candles. There's 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. They kind of work like sea pickles, and I think they give off more amount of light, which it looks like that's what's going on, but I'm not sure. And then just right click them again to put them out, which I think that this is a really cool idea. Yeah, see, okay. So there's a 1 candle, that's how bright that is, and then here's a 4 candle. That's 4 candles stuck together. Which I think this is a really, really cool thing that they're adding. And I've actually wanted candles in the game for a pretty long time. I think it just fits with Minecraft, and I think it's neat that you can dye them as well, because I'm sure a lot of people would have been a little upset if we only got these candles, like a base form of candles. Now, another thing, rails are now able to be waterlogged, and you can have rails that are underwater, and you can use them. You go pretty slow, but I mean, you're underwater, so it makes sense. I'll show it off here. Let's get in the minecart, and yeah, see, that's powered rails, and you're going pretty slow. This is already in Bedrock but you don't get slowed down, but it might just be a bug. And over here is a really neat design. I didn't come up with this. I saw it somewhere. But it's really cool because you can use candles, like, let me get a yellow one. And if you want to have like a nice scene in the middle of a river, maybe where someone had a ancient sword that was really powerful, you can get an end rod and place it upside down, then put a candle on top of it, and then you can use tuff as a rock and stuff. It looks really cool. And then with the end rod's particle effects, and with the fact that it's glowing, it's just a really neat trick. I guess before we end the video, I did not mean to take a screenshot there. I can go and try to find a... Oh wow, actually, there's a lot around here. Now, I don't know if they're gonna be... I don't think they're gonna be this common in the actual game, but these are the amethyst geodes. When you're in them, they actually make a twinkling sound. Let me make sure my music volume's up. Music and sounds. Yeah, it's very faint, but there is a there is a twinkling sound. Let's go here, Discord. And this is one that I did. I filled this with crystals. But the amethyst geodes are really cool, and right now they don't seem to be too rare, but this might just be a really good seed. And I'm sure it's going to be hard to find them in actual game, because you're going to have to get pretty lucky mining to be able to find, like, I mean, this one's like see, this one's exposed over the ground. You can see the tuff and the calcite and a creeper. Yeah. But other ones, like these are going to be a lot harder to find. And I'm sure tuff is a really nice block, and I'm sure people are going to want it. So it kind of sucks that they're rare, but it makes sense. So yeah, all you can see is my head. There I am. Let's go back into creative mode and set the time to day. And a cool thing about lightning rods actually is that they can power redstone. I didn't mention that, but if lightning strikes it, it will power a redstone current. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Snapshots, and I will see you all in the next snapshot, hopefully in a week or two. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys then. Bye!